Hey, this is ASpengler, and today we have our massive army video. Right here we have all of my World War II minifigures and vehicles. So much that you have to go side to side to see the whole thing. So we have a total of 185 figures or minifigures here, and 38 vehicles wrapping around them. And so, kind of giving a little bit more detailed stats here, we have a total of 99 Axis forces, so including right here we have the Japanese, there's 13 of those guys, and the German forces specifically, and there's a whole lot of those. We have the 33 of the gray, the generic Wehrmacht. Some have the helmets, some don't. We have 5 tankers. We have 20 camouflaged infantry. We have 5 Fallschirmjäger, 5 of the winter camo, or just winter uniform troops. Then we have a bunch, 13 of the Afrikorps guys back here. And then going to the Allied forces, we have a total of 86 of them. Represented here are the Russians. There are 16 of those guys. There are 16 of the British. We have 5 French, 5 Resistance, kind of just generic Resistance, and then 44 Americans here. And so that's the minifigures of the total army, as or for the totals of all the tanks that we have here. We've got 1 Japanese tank, 15 German tanks, and then a few pieces of artillery and stuff there. There are 16 total Axis vehicles with those totaled up. And then with the total of our Allied vehicles, we have 22 total, 13 of them being American, 4 British, and then 5 Soviet vehicles. And since there's so much stuff here, I'm not gonna go super in depth, but we'll go kind of down the line and get a little bit better of a look. So on the corner there for vehicles, we have the Chaffee. Then we have the American Chaffee. Next to it we have the Russian Gaz cargo truck, or just infantry support truck. And then next to that is the American cargo truck. I believe it's like a Dodge. And then we have a T-34, not the 75 millimeter gun, not the 85, so smaller variant. And then we have a Sherman M4A1, or M4A3 I believe, since it's got the sloped front armor. And then we have the American Priest mobile artillery, the Cromwell, British Cromwell, British M3 Grant, which is the British version of the American M3 Lee. We have a KV-1 Soviet heavy tank, a camouflaged Panther, German Panther. Then we have 2 Panzer IVs here, one in camouflage, one just plain gray. Then we have a German armored half-track. And then over here we have a Stug 3 with kind of a camouflage, just dead underbrush covering. We have a Flak 88, 2 Panzer IIIs, 1 Panzer II, and then a SD KFC 222 German scout car. There's the 1 Japanese tank, which is the Hago. We have 2 Kubelwagons, and then 2 Pak 38s, one in a ambush camouflage, one is just standard gray. Coming back to this side, once we missed, we have a British Desert Attack Jeep. Then there is a Greyhound next to it, American Greyhound, Stuart light tank, 2 Shermans, one's the M4A1 and then another M4A3 with a winter camouflage. We have 2 Jeeps, Willys Jeeps in the front, a Weasel American, another kind of utility and transport vehicle for the Americans. Not as well known. A Bren carrier, universal carrier, a American utility vehicle, and here we have the Su-76 Soviet assault gun, mobile, it's anti-tank and mobile artillery, and then we have a Soviet anti-tank gun, and then kind of a generic World War II motorcycle. So that's all the vehicles there for you guys, quite a few. And now we'll get into the minifigures. We'll start off with the Americans, and kind of looking close at these guys. Just something I wanted to point out, because I'm sure a lot of you are wondering where I get the figures. They are water slide decals, Rogaland's water slide decals, with Brick Arms vests, which are painted. And so they're painted vests, painted Brick Arms guns as well, and then just a standard Brick Arms helmet. And so that goes for basically every figure you can see here. So we have the Rifleman variant in the front corner. Next to him we have the SMG vest, and then we have the Scout vest, and then just a bunch of repetition of those vests, that same decals with the Brick Arms vests. And so there's a few different guys. We have some more special ones here. We have the machine gunner vest painted with the brass in the back there. We have a sniper with a netted helmet. Again, another thing about these helmets, these were originally sold by Brickmania. It's kind of something that they do in and out, so I believe they don't currently have them, but sometimes they'll bring them back. And then we have a medic helmet that's from Brickmania. And so in the back we have 10 tankers, tank crewmen, and then we have our French guys, our resistance guys. The French guys have the water slide decals, and then the resistance guys are kind of just a generic Lego torsos that kind of fit the time period. And so there's all those guys. Could give you a back view of a few of these vests as well. We have some little painted grenade detail on there, and so I think the American vest turned out the best, just because they have that kind of green for the grenades. It kind of just makes it pop out a little bit more. And so there's the three different vests. I also like how it has the brown for like the shovel handle, and then also the strap. It just gives it a little bit more detail, makes it stand out. So I would definitely recommend, if you guys are customizing your own World War II figures or making an army, to pick up the Brick Arms vest and paint them, and also paint all the weapons, because if you look closely, most people will comment that, oh, those look like overmolded. You must have invest quite a bit in overmolded Brick Arms, but nope, these are all painted. So definitely would recommend you guys doing it as well, just because of how much it makes it stand out. Next we have our British forces, and we have just the kind of standard European dark tan for a few of them, and then in the back we have the desert uniform as well. And these guys are also Rogaland's water slide decals with painted Brick Arms. And next to them we have our Russians, our Soviets, and just an assortment of Brick Arms. Here we have the DP-28s. That is one of the rare cases that those are actually overmolded Brick Arms. So I only have a few overmolded Brick Arms, and those are just a rare case that I actually purchased them. And so these guys also have the water slide decal torsos, and then assortment of painted Brick Arms. Next to them we have our Japanese. These guys are the water slide decaled, and also have painted Arisaka rifles. So I thought those turned out pretty good, especially with the bayonets painted, makes it really stand out. And in the back we have our Africorps German desert soldiers, and then next to them we have the winter uniform figures, and all these guys are water slide decals as well. Get into the bulk of our German forces. We have the Wehrmacht, and as you can see, a few, or roughly half of them, have the printed sides on the helmet with the Wehrmacht insignias, and so those are from Brickmania. And then you can look closely, they have the Brick Arms vests as well. In the front corner we have the Commander vest. Next to him we have a Grenadier. Next to him we have the Standard Rifleman. And then there you see a Machine Gunner. We also have some MP40 pouch guys towards the back, so you can check him out as well. And we have a few STG guys in here, so you can see a few of them on the camoed infantry. And then some have just a sorted brick arms. Most have the Car 98. In the back we have the MP40 guys. And then in this line we have some Panzer Shreks, MG42, some STG 44s. And in the very back we have some Fallschirmjäger, and then tankers in the far back as well. And then for the camoed infantry, these guys are water slide decals first, and then over top the water slide decal I paint custom camo on. Full focus for you guys. Can't focus on the camouflage. Okay, there it goes. So we have two different camos in here. One's kind of a generic, and he's kind of represented in this guy here. And then next to him we have the more specific of a splinter camo, and we have 10 of each of these guys just kind of throughout here. And they have an assortment of weapons from mostly Car 98s, also some MP40s, some STGs in here, MG42. And there is my German forces and all the minifigures here as well. So that's going to be it for this wave of Army videos. I know I was splitting them up by minifigures and vehicles previously, so this is kind of the finale, just putting them all together. And so, hope you guys liked the video. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.